Thank you so very much for having me here. And it's a real honor, real pleasure to be in the midst of these wonderful people that that have all assembled with the kind and wonderful work that Turning Green is doing. I've titled this talk of mine, a very short one, as the Flagbearers. And the Flagbearers are, of course, quite obviously, everyone in this room, the torchbearers for a grander future for humanity, for a grander future for the environment, for a grander future for our posterity. But who are these flag bearers? And that's the entire point that I'm going to get to over the next 10, 15 minutes. If we see global warming is a norm, we have world leading events where world leaders come together and talk about how to control things, how to bring them back on track and all that. So we know all this. And this is not very surprising that this is all happening today. And we are living in this world, which apparently seems to be phenomenally disorganized. And why is that the case? The three main reasons that I think have led us to where we are today. Number one is corporatization of human existence. Businesses rule our world. What that has led to is, of course, extreme concentration of wealth. And the third thing that characterizes how we have been for several centuries is a sense of callousness towards the environment that we find ourselves in. These three more or less characterize how we come across, how we see this world to be. Corporatization, concentration, a degree of callousness, which is very evident. Now I say, and I believe all these three are rooted in one misconceived sense of identity. The identity about ourselves. The entire question begins with who we are, what are we here for? And that's what I want to focus in the next slides. When we think about identity, there are multiple perspectives on identity: metaphysical, sociological, psychological, mathematical, spiritual. So many different senses of identity are there. But the kind of economic models we find ourselves mainly associated with identify us as market actors who are maximizing our self-interest as either producers or consumers. And the disproportionate emphasis that is put on this economic identity sort of rationalizes exploitation, indifference, greed, almost every outcome that we see out there. And I don't want to necessarily go into all of those things that you are so well aware of, that you are here to wage a war against. It is this sense of identity which is resulting in producers who do not hesitate to outsource, make people compete with one another. So they create tournaments to pull down wages to serve their profits. They can create survival contests that can result in rivalry. We have consumers who believe that materialism is what life is all about. And this sort of results in perpetuation of social caste structures, competition for jobs, school places, houses, so on and so forth. This kind of world we are in. And the economics model somehow says that invisible hand rules the markets, and it's perfectly fine. Everything will be in equilibrium in the long run. And the state plays the role of a spectator who somehow preserves the order. This is where we are as a world. Now, there are some economists and some branches of economics that sort of contest this neoclassical view of human beings. But for some reason or other, the Homo economics continues to dominate the narrative. And the question is, who am I? And as some of you probably heard me before, If my sense of identity is not what the capitalist or what modern economics or the world define it as, who exactly am I? And this is where I say, I wanted to, in fact, start on by saying brothers and sisters, because indeed we all are brothers and sisters. We are one family of 5 elements. Everything that we see around us is made up of earth, water, air, fire, and ether. There's nothing on this planet that is not made of these 5 elements. The 5 elements make all of us. So in a sense, we are like these connected bulbs. We are one large family. And there's every reason for us to kind of shift the course that has been the norm on this planet for a long time. There is that force of life that connects us into some sort of a unison that we are not quite aware of, but that is very much in existence. And there come my flag bearers. Some choose to be the flag bearers of life. Some choose to become flag bearers of life. And some are chosen to be flag bearers of life. But who are these flag bearers? These are people, these are individuals like yourselves, with whom life is conspiring to advance the well-being of all. What is the flag that they are bearing? And who are they? Who are them? They tend to have 4 very strong values that they tenaciously hold on to. Number 1, they have incredible faith in themselves. The guru, the God, a higher power, their own individual being, whatever they call it, they have incredible self-confidence. That is a starting point of this journey. When I see Erin, when I see Judy, when I see fantastic people all around, whether in Turning Green or outside, this is something that we see in people who are committed to a cause, a sense of incredible faith. That is a starting point. Then they have love. They deal with the world with a sense of love, not with a sense of hatred. They're not pursuing their mission. They're not pursuing their goals with a sense of anger, but with a sense of love, with a sense of commitment that is arising out of that love. Whether it's friends or foes, they consider both of them as members of that large family of life and have love for all. The third thing is that they have awareness that the entire cosmos has that sort of an underlying connectivity. And with that sense, they serve, they act with a spirit to serve the rest of what they see around. And lastly, and most importantly, they have gratitude for everything that life has given, for the experience of being alive, and for being able to contribute to this system. Because we do have, in this infinite time horizon, we have an infinitesimally small dot of opportunity called life. When we compare the lifespan of an average human being with the lifespan of the universe, that is what it is. But it's a great opportunity for us to become one, to consider the entire humanity as our own, to consider the entire well-being of everyone as the well-being of ourselves. So this sense of gratitude for having this opportunity to be able to contribute, for having everything that life has bestowed on us, is the fourth and the final characteristic or value that is incredibly essential for the flag bearers. Having faith, having love, awareness, and gratitude definitely qualifies one as a flag bearer of life. And I'm very confident that every one of you here is one. With such flag bearers, life conspires to advance the well-being of all. But no journey is all about going up and up and up, because every journey has going up and going down. There are ups and downs in life. And this is where I bring this beautiful map of consciousness that a wonderful person called David Hawkins, an American, has produced some time back. And the reason why I'm showing this to you is that as you pursue your mission, as you pursue your vision, and as you tread on that path towards your goal, to accomplish what you want, there will be downs. There will be a sense of anger. There will be a sense of fear when you take on powerful actors. But don't let them overpower your beings, because these emotions actually make people weak. And as this map of consciousness shows, and this is a fantastic map, it summarizes probably thousands of years of wisdom that ancient societies have brought forth. But I'm just showing this, and I'm happy to pass this on so that you can see it later on in detail. But every emotion that is below that qualifying criteria of 200, including things like pride, anger, desire, they're destructive and they weaken you. But everything that involves courage, acceptance, love, unconditional love, reason, they make you strong. So as leaders, as these flag bearers, all I wish to say is, do not let life pull you down at any time as you pursue the beautiful path that you're pursuing to accomplish the wonderful goals that you have set for yourself. Bertrand Russell once wrote in his reflections on his 80th birthday, I have lived in pursuit of a vision, both personal and social, to care for what is noble, for what is beautiful, for what is gentle, to allow moments of insight to give wisdom at more mundane times, and at a social level to see in imagination a society that is to be created where individuals grow freely, where hate and greed and envy die because there's nothing to nourish them. These things, I believe, and the world for all its horrors has left me unshaken, with great optimism and great love, and a great sense of connectivity with every one of you. I wish you the very best as you march on as a flag bearers for a new world. Thank you so very much.